It was a bad day for the Indian markets. Actually, scratch that. It's been a bad week, a bad month, and a bad year so far. A historic plunge for Indian indices. Let's look at the numbers first. The Sensex closed 1.9% down. It lost more than 1,400 points today. The Nifty closed 1.8% down, losing around 420 points. In fact, the Nifty has now ended 5 months in the red. It's the longest losing streak since 1996, since the Nifty was formed. Naturally, investors are worried. In September last year, Indian markets were scaling new heights. But since then, it's been a constant slide. Investors have lost nearly 93 lakh crores since then. That's around $106 billion lost. But what explains this slide? Mostly global sentiment. Donald Trump has been threatening countries with tariffs, and this uncertainty has spooked foreign investors. They're leaving India in a hurry. So far this year, they have taken out $12 billion. In this calendar year, $12 billion. Clearly, this has hurt the market. But is there something more at play? Maybe a larger economic issue. Thankfully, it doesn't look like that at the moment. The government released the latest GDP numbers today. They cover the third quarter, which is from October to December last year, October to December 2024. That's the third quarter. India's economy grew by 6.2% in that period. It's a rebound from the last quarter. In the second quarter, India's GDP grew by 5.4%. This time it's 6.2%. It has come as the last numbers, quarter two numbers, had come as a major shock to experts in the government because until then, growth had been robust. The government is projecting 6.5% growth for the entire year, meaning this final quarter will have to be a big one. We're talking about the January to March quarter, that's the fourth quarter. We'll have to hit 7.6% growth in this period. Only then can India achieve the yearly target. Now, the government seems quite confident about it. They say the Kumbh Mela bump will also nudge the economy.
50 to 60 crore people have visited and spent additional sums of money. This could significantly contribute to GDP from the expenditure side.
Now, what has led to this rebound? Mainly two things. One, private consumption has increased, meaning people are spending more. And two, government expenditure has kicked in. Now, the first factor, private consumption, deserves a closer look because consumption was the issue in the second quarter. It was the reason why India's GDP rate had plunged. This time, it has clearly improved. Consumer spending was 6.9% up in the last quarter. It was just 5.9% in the quarter before. 6.9% in the third quarter, 5.9% in the second quarter, and 5.7% in the year before. And this is very significant. When people spend money, they spur economic activity. It encourages producers to make more goods. To make more goods, you need more people. So you end up hiring more workers, and those workers also spend more money. It's basically a chain reaction. This spending is key to India's GDP growth. In fact, it makes up around 60% of India's GDP. Consumption makes 60% of our GDP. So if India has to grow, its people must spend more money. And the government is helping out too. The Reserve Bank of India cut interest rates this month. The latest budget also gave tax relief. Both these moves are expected to boost spending. Now, if you look at the last quarter, you had the festival season. We had festivals like Diwali and Navratri, and Indians tend to splurge around that time, which clearly helped consumption. Plus, rural spending increased in the last quarter. We had good monsoons across India during this time, so farmers enjoyed a good harvest. So in the short term, these numbers are all good for India. They show that the second quarter was a blip. But in the long run, challenges do remain. India is hoping to be a developed country by 2047, and for that, 6.5% growth is not going to be enough. You need 8%, consistently 8% growth. And don't forget the political uncertainties at play. Donald Trump will be in the White House until 2029, so expect shocks in global trade. Let's see how New Delhi navigates these political and financial challenges.
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat ke logon ko meri namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically, in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.